means necessary. That's why I carry. By any means necessary. That's why I carry. Shouts out to X at the window with the gun. Or was it the Tech 9 and KRS-One? When is the best time to make your ops run? Make they so fly. Keep my 45 looking like the FOI. Hollow rounds that sound just like a war cry. Should've stayed down cause now it's crunch time. When I walk away and take everything that's mine. Sacrifice your fate when you dropping a dime. The silver-tongued devil drinking from the grapevine. The anger on this level can be called a hate crime. Justified before I'm tried, guess that's fine. How a nigga gon' provide and he ain't got spine? These begging ass niggas that ain't got no grind. That's why I drop a stack on the Krishna shrine. I keep one in the chamber and a switch on my 9. Then my victims stand in line. They gotta take a number and better bring a lunch. Full moon, I'm under with a werewolf's hunt. My witches got intuition and riches on the hunch. My family's a dynasty, they all get a cut. We don't believe in luck. The miracles are literal with physical bucks. Tinted windows invisible in that Maybach truck. Can't be seen. 21st century on that gangster lean. Puffing on the finest green. Then I get away clean. They eyes wide shut just like fentanyl fiends. And once they open up, it's the end of your dreams. I'm a solo nigga known for taking whole teams. But I'll tell you one thing. By any means necessary. That's why I carry. By any means necessary. That's why I carry. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. I got my back against the wall, I make a couple calls. Pimp this telephone, that's that grown man ball. My program won't fall. Trying to forget it all, spending dough at the mall. Acting like I'm within the law, but we outside. Niggas try to get a clout ride, cause I'm bout mine. And I'm never out of time, won't ever doubt my grind. Walk a dead line, dirty money kinda shine while I age like wine. Cause the game's bittersweet. The prism from this ism won't let a bitch sleep. You see me, then you don't. Gotta keep the mystique. Just check the technique. They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove. I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. Back to the basics, problems like my blunt, nigga, I'ma always face it. Ain't worry about expenses, cause I'll always remake it. While I'm rocking the latest, radiant cuts on the bracelet. Intoxicated and concentrated, whether sober or wasted. Shit ain't over till I take it, that's a thief in the night. No bark, no bite, we slit throats and we move in silence. Cause it ain't no talking when you gotta choose violence. I'm on a diet, so the beef is no discussion. We seek the repercussion. Money grows on trees, so we smoke it like it's nothing. Cause it's always something. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. Niggas be confused, man. Cause I could drop heat like that, then I can drop the what's the one I just played?
the Poltergeist, Stay Alive. Everybody be loving that song. But yo, we back in effect, of course. You know, Tuesday. Thank you for everybody that showed up for right now. 2:00. The God 720 is on the dial in the motherfucker, man. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna read some bars out of the Ethereal Law. I should have played some Saka Zulu tracks, but I was in the mode. I was in the Vegas mode. The Vegas album. There's actually two of them. Well, actually, all of them is Vegas albums, but the hardcore outfit is the Symphony of Millions and the Harmony of Fun and the Back to the Future. And those two songs you just heard, By Any Means Necessary and Never Plead Guilty, are on the Back to the Future album, which was sort of like a just a put together album. To be honest, that album was I was sort of pushed to do that album by the Matrix. The Symphony of Millions and the Harmony of Fun was so much, and it came out so eloquent that I had forgot about hip hop without forgetting about hip hop. Do I love the rap game? Yeah, I love the rap game. But it's not about loving the rap game. It's about loving the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's a tricky space sometimes. I'll tell you that shit. And that's why I present to you the Ethereal Law. You understand? With the Shaka Zulu album in it. That's a cold ass album cover. You got to admit, I got some of the coldest album covers in the game when it comes to this rap shit. I'm very glad that I put the this album cover. Is it in here? Yes. I think that's one of my that's my favorite album cover right there. So, anyways, we're gonna go in on it. A lot of crazy stuff going on the news. Yeah, let's draft some news real quick before we get into the Ethereal Law, because the news is the Ethereal Law. The news is an observation of the human behavior and an expose of it to its peers, to its constituents. Do you understand? And we need to be aware of the fellow dumbass and their extremes that goes on in society. And that's just where we're at. So welcome to localyokal.com. That's where we're at. We're going to talk about some local yokels here. And for a minute, I might pop something up on the screen. I might not. Let me see what we got here. Because it's going down in this great land of ours, America. And it looks like, before we get in, it looks like they're trying to make some internalized, clash, some type of war with this situation of the Venezuelans. This is it's embarrassing. It's remarkable. It's embarrassing. We don't know what we're looking at. We don't like what we see. Um, they're giving the Venezuelan motherfuckers $20,000 a month in total, and supposedly they're all using the same home address, which allows them to get 15,000 food stamps a month and 5,000 cash. Do you understand? And then if you assault the Venezuelan, you gonna get hit with the hate crime, and then they get to gain citizenship. So I don't know what the fuck is that about, but supposedly, as you see, the Aurora, Colorado situation sort of boop disappeared off the motherfucking internet. It disappeared off your feed. That's right, because they're playing games with what's going on where, and there's been a situation in Chicago as well. And also, I just heard about this Terra de Argua gang or whatever the fuck they're called. They're taking over in El Paso, Texas, where I used to be at. So they've taken over a hotel, and it's crime ridden. And that's what they will bring. They're not doctors and scientists, which you thought they were going to go get hired at Tesla or something. Like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? These are third world individuals that don't operate with too much civility. Education is not an important thing amongst the animal. Okay. Those who are human are going to always look for, you know, intellect, a way to make things better. They never settle with what they see or what they deal with, you know. Um, yeah, that this is crazy. Let's do this. I should do this real quick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this up, and if you can get this answer right, the first person that gets this answer right will get a free "Kicked Out of Heaven" series. I'll send it to your home for free, and we're gonna ask the question up in here. This is gonna be fun. Let's see what you got. Hold on here. I gotta put it on my other screen. Yeah. But anyways, so but people fail to get the lines of defense that we have here in America. They want to internalize some more with these immigrant fucks. Okay. We have a lot of lines of defense besides just the sheriffs and the police and the marshals and the DEA. Well, DEA, FBI, and CIA and all of those departments are supposedly in on the shit. Okay, they're in on the shit, and supposedly they're not releasing funds or taking care of these situations by controlling them in the city. So let's see what we got here. Let's see if y'all can handle this. All right. Yeah, y'all get up in the comments up in here. I need liveliness, people, not just the innocent bystander. Because in this world, the truth is that nobody is innocent. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. So 7 men have 7 wives. Each man and each wife have 7 children. Okay. So what's the total number of people? Each man and each wife have 7 children. So how many people is that? Come on, I need to see a number over here. I'm gonna let this be up here for about a minute, 2 minutes. Let's see if we got some brainiacs. I hope my audience are all Einsteins and Nikola Teslas out here. So this should be an easier question right here. And you answer this question correctly, I'll send you the Kicked Out of Heaven for free. You dig what I'm saying? Even though we're going to be getting into the Ethereal Law today, you dig what I'm saying? But just let's draft some news real quick and see what's going on with the world around us. Okay, I don't get no answer, man. I got a little timer here. We got 1 minute left. Can't nobody answer the question? I hope it's not just great doofus in the audience. Wrong. That was wrong. 63 is wrong. 7 men have 7 wives. Each man and each wife have 7 children. What's the total number of people? See, this question is right here is seeing if you know how to detail. It's seeing if you can listen to what's exactly going down. Okay. By listening to by hearing the words for what it is. Okay, so what do we have here? What's the total number of people? Okay, let me see here. Um, let's see here. Oh, brother got it correct. He got it correct. So just go to the guy. Okay, so he answered it right. The 63. I had it wrong. Look at that. So just email me your address, man. I put my email in the comments. So just email me your address and I'll send it to you. But yeah, let's go through some shit. Let's see what we got here when it comes to this news real quick before we get into this Ethereal Law game. Keep it real, man. Donate to the God 720. Okay. I put my Cash App up there. Let me do it again. You understand? Purchase the books. Okay, we're working on a new book and a new album here. Let's get everything rolling. And then I'm gonna be taking y'all on a completely different journey outside of the crib. We ain't gonna talk about the details to it yet. So yeah, he said I almost made your math wrong. No, you got it. But see, the question was stating 7. It says, let's see here. Let's read it again. It's 7 men have 7 wives. Each man and each wife have 7 children. Okay. But that does not state that they had those children in union. Okay. Just because each man and each wife, I guess this would be the modernized version of it, since everybody got great hanky panky going the fuck on. So each man and each wife have 7 children. So if each man has 7 children and each wife has 7 children, even though they're implicating that the 7 they're implicating that each couple has 7 children. So then it would be 7 plus 2, and then 9, and then 9 times 7 is 63. You dig what I'm saying? But that's not how I'm looking at it. You said each man and each wife. So that's 7 times 7, and 7 times 7, 49, and 49 is 98. That's how I was looking at it. But my answer is still right, because you did not thoroughly implicate that as a couple. You would have said how each couple has 7 children. Okay. If you're, and the couple is implicated by wife, but that does not mean that a woman didn't have children before they got married to that man. You see? So my answer is the modernized version. This is probably came from the old world. You dig what I'm saying? Where they expect women to be chaste, but that is not the case today. We do not operate with mass chastity being enforced on the women. Little girls are being raised. The women are being raised nowadays to think that there is no um, shame in the expose of sexuality. For number one, for number two, they're not being raised that there is a value rate based on usage, which also exemplifies the mentality. Okay, but then at the same, there's a lot of crazy lines. It's all about how the culture wants to judge those things, because women, when they feel like they walk out their house, they're being judged by the sky. The sky is laying down judgment on them. That's why the maintenance of perfection is very important. So Sean Combs got ordered to pay $100 million to a bird. It's all bird. Nigga got broke off. Goddamn. $100 million to pay some nigga about a lawsuit because you didn't show up to court. Yeah. You see, this is sad shit that we have going on here today. Look at this shit. Despised mayor of Illinois' town throws 85,000 party despite plunging her budget into debt. She plunged the whole city's budget into debt, and ran off with the money. Okay. People are people. Not to say that men haven't done that in history, because there's been terrible leaders amongst men, of course. But is all based on being a quote unquote opportunist. And if you take whatever opportunity is available, then you are in essence an opportunist. And if you don't take on your opportunities, then guess what? You will stay in the same position for the rest of your days. Opportunities are definitely designed by the ether to elevate you, okay, and move you up a social or financial class here. You know, um, let me see what we have here on the news. Ain't too much going on. Oh yeah, here goes the Venezuelan article right here. Crime happening in front of children. It's been going like that for eons on this planet. That's one thing about America, and especially with us, the black race. We're very brand new to the world. Psychologically, we've been wiped. We don't have an original language. We don't have an original name or things that we invented for us, by us, basically. FUBU, we didn't do it. So it was enforced upon us, and no people on the planet has that history, which also means that we're the youngest race on the planet, which also means that and that is in relation to America. America is the youngest country on the planet, and basically it's like an infant that's angry and is kicking his feet, as an infant can only eat by attention. That's its only tactic to try to get something to eat, is to um, attack the emotional sympathy of the parents, and that is supposed to be based upon love. So to allow your sympathy to attack and respond with empathy and also with charity, these are the whole motions of what we call love, right? So it's a crazy space. Babies, they need to cry in order to eat, and that's what the youngest race is doing on the planet. The African American, we cry for the reparations, okay, and we complain, and the crying and complaining is also the tactic of what America is doing against the whole world, trying to introduce new things to make America operate like, to make the rest of the world operate like America, which is failing, That's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second here. My bad, people, my bad. But yeah, so that's just what the case is, Let's see what else we got here. We're over here kicking around trying to make the world submit to all of this new bullshit that basically is being orchestrated and enforced by Western civilization. They got the same shit going on over there in Europe. They're trying to make these thinger bobbers and trying to chemically castrate people and chemically alter people. Um, Yeah, and they have an intent to do that across the whole entire planet, and you will fail. This is the devil's arts. So, and in reality, we see no devil doing this activity. What we do see is humans doing this activity. So, humans basically use the devil as a scapegoat for their negative shit because they don't have to do what's being, you know, um, they don't have to do what they're being pressurized to do, supposedly, if you want to look at it in that way. This is some wild shit that I'm seeing online here. But it's just, when you go over here to the Daily Mail, that's all it is, They got fucking nudity everywhere. Well, not hardcore nudity, but they got bitches all in the fucking suits and shit. It's like, and swimsuits and shit. This is not news, motherfucker. Don't try to turn your shit into no fucking TikTok screen and all this other crazy ass shit. Nobody needs all of that shit on the news. Give me what the fuck is going on, especially with the finances. You know. Yeah, let's see. Let's see here. Do we even have any money situations going on here? Let's talk about the money, because they damn sure like the cloud news screen with a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of Halle Berry married this motherfucker and this relationship over here. Nobody gives a fuck about what the fuck a Matt Damon and a Jennifer Lopez is doing. Nobody cares. And it's very evident when we look at what just happened with Trump and the assassination. Nobody gave a fuck. There was no hype around it. And the reason why there was no hype around it is because humans are numb. The American mind is burnt out. They are numb from all your dumbass and all your school shootings and your fucking stupid shit. you know, and we're burnt out, we're tired. You understand? I want everybody in the comment section to mention what they're tired of. We're gonna talk about it while we go ahead and read through this ethereal law a little bit. And then you got, I've seen some shit over here. They got miscellaneous meat. They got meat labeled as miscellaneous over here in the Dollar Tree and shit. You know what I mean? Or at the Food for Less. And then I saw a receipt from the Dollar Tree. Some fucking immigrant motherfucker got $8,000 and they on their food stamps, but you shopping at Food for Less. That's a dumbass right there. That's what I'm saying. You ain't got to worry about no Venezuelan motherfuckers. We have lines of defense, and you niggas don't know how this shit operates up here. This ain't no television you done jumped into, nigga. Let me tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hardcore details, and that's what the corporations are depending on. The corporations are assisting this whole program because you niggas don't know what the fuck you doing. You're going to come to America and we're going to give you money to spend. It's sort of like the shit that they sort of did right after COVID. They're just doing it again in a different form. We flood the money. So we change the law. We bring the immigrant in. We give them a bunch of money. And then they spend the money with us and we get our pockets fat. And that's the just top level corporation game. You can't say that there's been any type of stock market tricks going on or any type of import export shit going on. And we don't care about inflation because the government will give these niggas the amount of money they need for the inflation. You dig what I'm saying? And so, it's just a big game. They know that all of these immigrants don't know how America operates. So we can run you around in circles because those who've already been here for 3-4 generations, the gig is up. We already know. The jig is up. We know how you motherfuckers operate. We finna play the game with you niggas. Yeah. Yeah. We gonna play the game on you niggas. And when we play the game on you niggas, we gonna get paid and you gonna get played is how that works. And that's what's going on with this immigrant shit. We give them the money, they go spend the money at the corporations, and the corporations get fat. And they can compete with what size yachts they got over there in the fucking over there in Greece somewhere. You know what I'm saying? On the beach. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. Okay. Because it's gonna upset the American, and it's gonna strike a deep chord of jealousy. And within the side of that deep chord, which you already see going on, I read a news article about what's going on in Alabama, and they had a big council meeting in some small town. And they said, "We're not listening to you fucks. We're shooting them on sight. We have the guns. Don't play with us. This is Bama. Do you understand? We're gonna roll over these motherfuckers, and don't go down there fucking around." With the Bubba, I done told you niggas years ago. Bubba gonna get you niggas. Bubba, I saw one time a Ford F-150 truck beat a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or something on a racetrack. That nigga went to like 0 to 100 miles per hour in less than 6 seconds in a Ford 150 truck that was tricked out, looking like some old raggedy ass hog that them white boys is up in the barn fucking around with. Them is the bubbas you do not want to fuck with. them is the motherfuckers, they understand mechanics, they understand machinery, they understand welding and all of those things. They will put it together. Motherfucker, this is America. We got motherfuckers driving around in 18-wheelers with torture chambers in the back. You ain't seen no shit like that nowhere else in the country. Killer clowns and shit be in America. Okay, so bring that dumb shit if you want to. We got old veterans. We got retired Marines. We got retired Navy SEALs. We got MMA fighters and UFC fighters. We got gun nuts galore. We got little kids that's out here been playing GTA since they've been born and been watching Freddy Krueger movies, and they can't wait to wear your skin. Okay. You understand me? Do you get it, motherfucker? So yeah, there is no threat. You do not want the rollout to roll out, and those are just the backup lines of defense. You know, the front lines is all these Bloods and Crips and Mexican gangs that want to prove themselves, and then you fucking up the cartel money, and the cartels ain't finna have you fucking up the money. See, the cartels is over there charging them Venezuelan niggas and them Ecuadorian niggas to get to America, but you're not finna come up here and fuck up the money, okay? And think you got new dope and think you can press some line, and then don't let the doors for the penitentiaries to come open up, nigga. You're done. The COs, you're done, nigga. We have a lot of lines of defense in America. The flag will wave in the air, motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you right now. So do not underestimate, motherfucker. Okay. The lines of defense will come out. There's many motorcycle gangs. We didn't even list all of them. You know, we're talking about CEOs and CFOs and other corporate officers of many different industries and of many different businesses. Then what they do, they go down there to Africa and kill giraffes and lions and shit. They got the big gun too, motherfucker. So I'm gonna tell you right now. And then did you forget? This is America. We provide the world with all of their bombs and guns. We develop them here, motherfucker. Do you understand? Even though Glock is made in Austria, the majority of the Heckler and Koch guns and your Smith and Wesson, okay, with your family names, the Colt, okay, the Browning, okay, the Remington, nigga, all of that shit is here in America, okay? So don't get the game fucked up at no time. We will have your ass. Do you understand? I wish motherfucker would, okay? I wish motherfucker would. And you sparking jealousy because the average American gonna get mad about some motherfucker getting $20,000 and ain't got to pay no rent for no 6 months. And you sitting up in the goddamn house chilling, twinkling your toes, nigga. We don't do this. We ain't gonna have them type of comfort lines, nigga. Okay. Oh, and don't even forget, we got Chinatown up in here too. And we got China mafia gangster shit going on too. Them niggas will roll out. The Vietnamese gangs will roll out. They will have to represent their homeland because that's where they're at. Unless we're gonna divide it up, America gonna get chopped up like and be looking like these other continents out here, you know, and divide and division countries and sections and whatnot. And in reality, already designed that way when you really understand how each state is set up. So every state has their own constitution, their own flag, they have their own song, they have their own bird and plant and shit. They have a system designed to be and I'm talking about all the spiritual elements in place for them to represent themselves as their own nation. So you got to watch all of that shit. Because when we talk about the flag and all of that, because look at the symbol for God in ancient Egypt, the hieroglyph is a flag. That's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? And America made sure everybody across the planet had a flag. Okay. So yeah, just remember that part. So here we go. The only physics which is superior to meta is quantum. We're reading out of the Ethereal Law now. Look at that back. That back is phenomenal, isn't it? But yeah, we're reading out of the Ethereal Law. Let me put it in the page here. Okay. And this is on the blackmansbible.com. So go to the blackmansbible.com and get this book for $20. You get the album with it, you know. And like I said, right now, and I'll go ahead and put it down for this. You purchase any book, you get a free book, a free ebook of your choice. Okay. So make it now, you know, this is definitely this right here, besides Seven the book, is about the most neutral books that I've written. These are the neutral books. You know what I'm saying? This real nigga etiquette right here is in a nigga's ass. This is street shit, you know. And then the Black Man's Bible is wild. I was gonna start with the Black Man's Bible today, but boy, this is a crazy view when I look back on my life and all the shit that I did and shit I was in dealing with. And even my mentality that at that time was a lot more fierce. You know what I'm saying? As you age, you get more mature. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely what this is. The Ethereal Law is the dissertation of the Kicked Out of Heaven series that I wrote. There was a lot of information left over then I understood existence way greater after going through the kicked out of heaven. And I got a couple of people in the audience saying that they're on volume 2 and this and that. And there is no way that you can read volume 1 or volume 2 or volume 3, and especially if you're reading it cover to cover, page by page, without having discussion. You need to have discussion. You need to allow the stuff to flow when you're dealing with the kicked out of heaven. Don't just read that shit and just be congested. It's a lot of wowzers type information up in there. The Inspector Gadget, okay, is the wowzers is up in there. So you need to go ahead and circle that around with somebody. And if you need to do it during the course of one of my videos, go ahead, shoot your questions. Let's keep the information alive. You dig what I'm saying? So let me see here. Things that spark, flash, or shoot will always excite the caveman psyche in humans. Nigga, you can't beat around that. And that goes back to the caveman seeing the lightning strike the tree. And in the status of the mind of that time, they may have thought that tree on fire was a fallen angel. Huh? What about that? You never know. Remember the bush that talked? Okay, there was the caveman psyche was in a position of not knowing what plants to eat. There was a lot of trial and error. There was a lot of dopamine. There was a lot of hallucinogen. That's probably where the mushroom came from. That's probably why mushrooms have been pushed on society. You got to watch what Western civilization be pushing. You got to watch that shit. They push everybody onto the mushrooms, so you will further be in caveman psyche. Those who are investigating others. So, for instance, hardcore fan club and things of that nature. Why they make news articles about a J Lo and all of that other shit is because the individuals who are in that audience are still operating within caveman psyche, because the split of caveman psyche, just like what's going on in the robot realm, is self recognition. Okay. Now, what was the first stage of self recognition for the caveman? That is his reflection. And his reflection was first seen in the water. Okay. And the hardcore reflection would be the mirror. Mirrors are supposedly made off of melted sand. How that occurred, I don't know. Most likely under the direction of a superior being that showed the caveman that. That's just guesstimation. We don't know. But the mirror is the true division. Now, when you put a mirror in the woods and you allow animals to run up to the mirror, the first thing they do is attack the mirror because they think that it is another being of their kind, and they need to immediately fight for territory. And also they need to smell this other being and see if they're sick or whatever the case. So there is tussle and there is battle to the death usually that occurs specifically for territory. You see how that works? So when it comes to the human and you have self-recognition by staring in the mirror, do you destroy yourself? That's what women do. They put on the makeup and the makeup tears up the skin. You see what I'm saying? The makeup tears up the skin, puts the holes in the skin, gives them the lead poisoning, and those things. And I remember a woman told me women only look in mirrors when they're putting on makeup. Besides that, they don't look in mirrors. What that means, I don't know. Maybe the secrets come out too much in the mind once they stare in the mirror and really look at themselves, or they don't want to recognize their beauty and just operate in the status of demand. Okay. Um, that could also be another thing. There could be a guilt complex that comes up with the mirror, especially for those who don't like their shape or whatever the fuck. So you do attack yourself when you see a mirror, but self-recognition is only done in that status. Without self-recognition, you are in a intervention mind, which means that you're always um intervening into somebody else's life, gossiping about somebody else, trying to get involved in what somebody else is doing because you have erased yourself as a form of importance. Okay. And a lot of people do that. But those who do that are still in essence in caveman psyche. Okay. Because the majority of motherfuckers that want to help can't help. It's sort of like a dog chasing a car. When the car stops for the dog don't know what to do with the fucking car. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So motherfucker want to help and they go chase some shit to help, and you ain't gonna be helping shit. It's just like the system of feeding the poor. You're feeding the poor, but guess what? After you die, there will be more poor. There will be more poor people. Before 1,000 years ago, there was poor people. You understand? So you being in the food line isn't really doing shit. You have just now become a part of a software, and how that software operates. So basically, um, it boils down to um, develop a philosophy or join one, and that is what the one of the bottom line positions of human existence is. Develop your own philosophy or join somebody's philosophy. And when you join somebody's philosophy, you have developed a quasi army that you may be a part of that may assist you with things in life. You have joined a group, okay, that are all searching for something, or they want to fit in puzzle piece with somebody's right of way. But watch out for the leader, because usually leaders become abusers, because power, absolute power rules absolutely. I mean, absolute power destroys. I forgot how the whole statement goes. It's probably written up in here somewhere. Power is balanced on fear and lack. Okay. And that's exactly it. For you to have power, it is going to be based on somebody else's fear, and then it's going to be based on somebody's lack. If you have a lack of knowledge of how to design an engine, you know, if you have the you have the lack of knowledge on how to design an engine, I have a power over you because I do. And that also goes for fear. If you have a fear to go to the grocery store, then I could take your money and say I'm going to the grocery store and do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, power corrupts. Yeah, absolute power corrupts absolutely, something like that. But that's exactly what it is, and people fall out of. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, my people, there you go. That's what I like, audience of brainiacs. That's what we're here to do. And one thing that is really interesting about my mentality with that, on how I like, group development with thought, and that was the mandate of how everything got built here. What people don't understand, and how it was all dependent upon coffee shops. So what people got to understand about medieval times is that medieval times was divided up with coffee shops everywhere. Once, because the coffee gets the thought moving, especially you mix in a little bit of weed, you mix in a little good, beautiful woman, is going to accelerate the thought pattern, and you get to create things, and you get to discuss and argue things down until we get to a fine point. And that's what happened during the medieval times, and they did this shit with every single category that we're dealing with today. you know there would be a whole section of the city or of the neighborhood that would be school teachers, and then a whole nother, and these school teachers would congregate at the local coffee house, and they would discuss. Then there would be men of medicine and biology, and they would discuss about the heart, and they're all sitting there as 10, 20, 50 motherfuckers up in there. They got women, but these coffee houses are what predated the salons here in America, or saloons or whatever, and they had them on the East Coast and West Coast. So they show us the picture of the image of gangsters, because the sheriff at that time and the mayors and the marshal and all of that were carrying themselves. And then you had the banditos and the posse that was in the same building, and they had the upstairs girls. If you notice in old movies, they show the women were always had their rooms upstairs. They were called a nickname term for prostitutes during the 1800s was upstairs girls. Okay, so in the medieval times, they would have these sections split up. So how is law going to be done? How is judging going to be done? How is war and defense going to be done? How is, we're breeding horses for specific reasons. And the men who were of those industries sat inside those coffee houses, drank the coffee, drank the little alcohol, kept the beautiful women around, and it created an atmosphere to expand the intelligence. And if you're not doing that as a group, in which Black African Americans have never been introduced to this type of thinking or operation, and the other races, and like I said it at the beginning of the video, we're the youngest race on the planet. The rest of these motherfuckers been doing shit like this 1,000 years ago. So we got to play catch up in order to be in the same synchronicity. Because if we don't, us providing this music when we can't even provide what we really would want to provide to the world, because everything that is being provided to the world is being controlled by puppet masters. And these little puppets like the Sexy Red and these other fucking, infiltrators are being held up as the representer or the representation of Black people here in America, and that's not necessarily the case. And the only way you can defend against that is with intellect and civility, and being historically literate, and knowing how to conduct yourself, and the other races will see that glow in your aura, and you'll be split from the rest of the nigga group, which is what they have to do, and they have to, we have to get split by that exception route of being of being able to mingle in many different walks of life. You dig what I'm saying? So it's a nasty situation. You dig what I'm saying? So let's keep going. Metaphysics is the absent father of all physics. And the reason being is because you have all your different physics that are based upon math and everything else that the brother Terrence Howard was explaining. And, when somebody asked me about that Terrence Howard situation, I was like, nigga, just go act. But when they brought the white boy on, and it didn't matter if it was white boy or black boy, the reason, the fact of the matter is that he has a resume that shows that he's been in these departments and he is deeply with inside that that industry, and inclusive with, and when I say industry, their industry is held by professors in universities. So he's already educated in that lane, and he has a long resume list that can vouch for that. So everything that he was mentioning, Terrence Howard already was educated on. So, and obviously Terrence Howard he educated himself in these areas. And so he knew what we was talking about. So if you know what you're talking about, you know what you're talking about. It's not really foolish, but at the end of the day, the question is what is your point? You see what I'm saying? I laid my point out, and my point is, we're the Black race is not at an intellectual status that can compete with other races, okay? And we don't produce on the same levels, and there's a lot of reasons why, so we're not going to talk about the reasons and why. We're just going to make intellect attractive, because it hasn't been catered to us throughout a public education system to be attractive or something to get involved in, okay? And just like I'm over here talking about metaphysics now, and I didn't know nothing about no metaphysics when I graduated high school. So, and metaphysics is a spiritual language of being exact, okay? And it's a spiritual language of being exact. You have to use history, you have to know the dynamics, the colors, the numbers, and what their definitions are, blah blah blah. And things match, and it gives you a permission to do something or something that you shouldn't do. Basically, when you say, God, give me a sign, and you have identified that sign is metaphysics, okay? And that language comes in a lot of different ways. And there's metaphysics of astrology, there's metaphysics in the Bible, there's metaphysics in anything. You go do your research. So say let's say your name is Philip, and you read in the Kicked Out of Heaven, and you read about a King Philip in the Kicked Out of Heaven. That was metaphysics. You found yourself in history. So finding yourself in history is also, a form of metaphysics, and it is the father of all because it uses all to explain what metaphysics is. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, this is a real good book. You are giving glimpses of your future to create it. That is true. You should know what that is. I shouldn't have to explain that. In your mind's eye, you're giving glimpses of what your future should be or what it could be, and you have to make it in. Yeah, metaphysics of card tags. That is interesting because that is a very serious one right there. You could be going to, and also another hardcore metaphysics is when you walk inside of a store and they're playing a song. The music on the radio of the store is playing a song that is directly related to what's going on with you in your life at that very fucking moment. Okay. Or that is a metaphysic. Okay. It's a finite timing that you didn't create, and you can't find the origin of who created it and put those two pieces together. But those two pieces being put together was designed specifically for you because only you could see that quote unquote sign. You see what I'm saying? That's what a metaphysic is. Okay. One must have a calculated cause for the desired effect to be achieved. And it is better to make calculated risk than it is just chaotic or optimistic risks. It's better to be calculated because uncalculated risks could definitely leave you in the status of being extremely embarrassed. You could lose it all, but hey, the rule to it is that no risk, no reward, right? So let me see here. Guns do not have power, human rage does. Okay. And that is a bottom line because, regardless of school shootings and all the nonsense that we're going through today, there was wars in ancient time with swords and elephants being used, and there wasn't a gun in sight, and 50,000 people still got killed. So it's not the gun that is to be blamed. What is to be blamed is the lack of intelligence or the rage inside of the individual that uses the gun. And why did I say the lack of intelligence? Is because stupidity is equal to violence, is what people don't get. Stupidity and the lack of understanding is equative. It is equal to violence. Okay. So a violent motherfucker is usually a stupid motherfucker. You know. Um that's like I said, usual. There's people who like violence and they just want to sit back and see the violence, which is usually your kings and your generals and your commanders of chief throughout time, and those who get the front row seat in front of the boxing match, right? So, and those front row seats cost how much? Big money. So those are intellectuals who like violence, and sometimes it was violence that was done to them that made them they're rich, that made them seek the seek security at a level of being unsatisfied. Okay. And when you're unsatisfied, you're gonna want more and 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 more. There's never enough. Okay. And that's just what that is. So let's read some more. See what we got here. You know, whosoever calls others the devil, and they themselves have never studied or met this devil, is said devil. You know, devils smile more than gods. Because the devil is already in the position of what you want to call consequence. They are already living a life of suffrage and consequence, and they've been in that position for so long that it enforces the smile. Okay, so and then that's when, and they're also smiling to manipulate you to make you feel the same pain that they have felt, and with them giving you pain, they seek superiority over you because you're going to be begging them to stop, so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? All human souls were in hell before Jesus arrived. So when Jesus died during the course of the 3 days when he was crucified on the cross, he went to hell to release everybody else that was sent to that dimension, and those who died before um, Jesus was crucified. Okay, a lot of people don't know that, but that is one of the esoterics of Christianity. Okay, so a lie is the essence of a sin. Okay, you should get that, because thou shalt not cover thy wife. You're gonna lie about it. And when you say thou shalt not steal, you get caught stealing. The first thing you're gonna do is gonna lie about it. All you thou shalt not kill. You kill, and you're gonna lie about it if you got caught. So lying is the essence, is involved and intertwined with every sin. You see what I'm saying? So, um, let me see here. Let me see here. Evidence of immortality are words, statues, paintings, holidays, and songs and artifacts. That is what immortality is. Okay. All gods and goddesses are extremist and very serious. One god that is of today is the brother Mike Tyson. He is definitely a god of war for our dimension. And you see how serious he is. He knows how to um, be cordial, of course, in any environment. Of course, he's been up there for eons. But the wrong thing said, he can turn on the 80 something Bronx in him, or Brooklyn in him, whatever he's from in New York. And you can see it in his eyes. You see the killer arise in the eyes. So, gods and goddesses are extremists. We're one way or the other. We're black or white. We don't like the middle ground bullshit, because that's a place where, the Joker and the Jester plays. And no, it's this way, then it's that way, then it's that way. They can't fucking make up their mind and make a move, you know? A goddess has to have high amounts of financial worship from castrated eunuch men to be classified as a goddess. Okay, y'all already see what's going on with that OnlyFans and all of that shit. There is levels of and different forms of worship that occur on the most beautiful women, that allow their aura to be extremely bright, and that enhances the beauty of the woman. So your aura does enhance your beauty. You dig what I'm saying? And your aura is developed from your personal experiences. Okay, so let me see here. The trace amounts of the entity in which you incarnated will always be with you. Okay. So that is dealing with names and other things that you may find throughout the course of history. When you're looking through history and you find an individual that has a similar name as you, similar birth date as you might as well take that as an incarnation. Now, that incarnation will stay with you for a minute if you do things. Now, if there's some specific things that individual in history did that you already do, but you want to do a little bit more, you dig more into this person and how they operated, and you pick up some of their operations, you will incarnate that individual. When you incarnate that individual, they'll only stick around in you for a while, and then they'll get the fuck on. But they'll always leave trace amounts of their intelligence from the old world, and that is now adapted to your psyche and what you got to go through every day. Yeah. The brother said, I'm glad you brought this up. The homie Brian, man, how you doing? Dang, a chick attempted, let's put this on screen. A chick attempted to insult me by labeling me an extremist. No, and you want to know why they do that? Why they talk to you like that? Is to guilt trip you. Because as soon as she says something to you like that, and you say, damn, you start checking and say, oh my God, am I extremist? She make you a traitor amongst yourself. That she makes you renege on everything that you stated in the character type of who you are. You be who the fuck you are. If she can't handle the extremists, then tell her weak ass to take it, to go and fuck on. Because real women want their men to be as strong as possible. And right now we're definitely in a generational situation where women are intentionally making their sons weak, and women of all races are doing this in the collective effort to try to rule the world, and they don't give a fuck if there's going to be extinction. That is a possibility of that. Okay, they will burn down the ship to rule over the ashes. Okay, they will burn down the ship with them inside the ship. You see what I'm saying? Just so you don't rule the ship. Okay, so you have to watch out for that shit, man. Don't, be who you are. If they can't handle no fucking man, then they don't deserve no fucking man. Go get with the dweeb, and go fucking sit underneath your nasty ass dirty blanket and watch some fucking Netflix with your stank ass chihuahua hopping around and shit with your pajamas on, fucking worthless motherfucker. Okay. And this is not, the things that I'm saying is not quote unquote judgmental, because we weren't operating like that 10, 20 years ago. The fact of the matter is that people have picked up systems and claim these things to be a new introduction into our social system, and they don't understand anything about social engineering. They don't understand anything about the words. As a matter of fact, we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to do that tomorrow. The words. I'm finna show y'all niggas some shit with some words that you ain't never seen. And I can't really show you. We're going to go through it. To just put it like that. I'm going to show you some wild shit. Tomorrow, y'all be here 2:00. Put it on your alarm clock. But yeah, we're going to keep going. Okay. As all things turn to dust, the child that grew to a famous man will die. Okay. After his death, he will be immortalized in theater, film, and other works of art by name alone. And that is the power that is inside of a word. See, I'm teaching heavy game. Woo, this is heavy game. Ethereal Law. I see why my homeboy was all over this motherfucker. To teach is a mandate of all. Woo, look at that. To teach is a mandate of all. I don't even think you can see it. The light too bright. And the reason why to teach is a mandate of laws because you see that with all beings except for reptiles. Reptiles don't teach. Fish don't necessarily teach. Those of the aquatic world don't teach. But in this mammalian zone, you have to teach. Birds don't teach. So the lions teach their cubs how to hunt. Cheetahs teach their cubs how to hunt. The elephants teach their young on how to rear the group. All of them do. The moose do. They all teach their child how to live and thrive. So for those who aren't at home teaching and expect for this teaching to be the public education system, you failed. You have failed in the rights of being a mammal. You have failed in the rights of being a human. You will devolve spiritually and psychologically. You are a reptile. Now, the reptile has a superiority in a lot of areas versus the mammal. Okay, we can't get away from that. But in essence, you are very solo in how you operate because all reptiles are individualistic. Their social isn't dependent upon a group like, say, baboons and whatnot, right? So let's keep it going. The nervous system is the true doorway of understanding the unknown and figuring out the right now. Okay. The brain is the meeting room of all entities in you and responsible for you. Remember, boys and girls, the human is only one chromosome above the monkey. Okay. Sexual deprivation equals to money. Okay. That means you're not usually, this is a science that my mom taught me when I was real young. And I just explained it in a way deeper format by making that statement. But she was like, yeah, you got to watch out on jobs. They always make the ugly fat motherfuckers the managers and shit. And then this is psychology. This is corporation psychology. And wonder why they make the ugly fat motherfuckers the managers, because they don't have an enjoyable life. And then they make the workplace their family situation. This is the only place where they get their so-called 15 seconds of fame. There's a lot. This psyche goes in with also some inmates. There's individuals who've been in jail for so long that that's all they know. That's the only environment that they can operate in, and they don't even want to be in the real world. They'll immediately do something to get them sent back there, or when their time is coming for release, they'll do some fucked up shit to extend the time and get more years because that's the only environment they know, and they really think nobody out here in the world will give a fuck about you. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people want to be attached to a system that is going to support them. Like the homie said right here, the military has a lot of that. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Real women search, wait for, or create someone to support. Okay? Real women search, wait for, or create someone to support. Okay? Now, when I say search, that's exactly that. Now, I'm a real one. I've been in long relationships, 2 long relationships in the course of my life. Well, actually 3, but the other one is, that's elementary, high school shit. That's not the adult world. In the adult world, it's been 2 10-year relationships, right? And the reason why is because I based it off of one simple rule. She was intervening. Okay. Once again, but like I was saying earlier about the caveman and the self-recognition. She had self-recognition, of course, but she included herself. The woman that includes herself on the man and enforces herself in on the man's world is one who will assist your hobby. Is a female who, and here it goes with the assisting of your hobby or whatever you do for your God's work uh theory or theme. Okay, what happens is women don't really understand that things can take 5 to 10 years to crack off. you know Women don't understand the ups and downs and the burden that the man may carry, especially psychologically, with those ups and downs, left and rights that you know come out of nowhere. It's a sporadic thing, and the man has to handle. So she may get tiresome because she expects for things to happen quickly, like a 9-month pregnancy. That's a snap. A year is a snap that goes by. You dig what I'm saying? And that's only 9 months, 280 days gestation. You're going to have the baby. You see, and that's quick. To build a car, it takes a little bit longer than that. You have to draw the blueprint, you have to get the pieces, you got to do all this other shit. To do anything in the scientific field is going to take way longer than a 9 month. Okay, it takes years and years and years of trial and error. So when a man is on his entrepreneur route and you got to stay on that route, please understand that you're going to have to put in at least 5 to 10 years of no get back. You're not getting no money. You may get praise. You're building your reputation, so on and so forth. And these things are beautiful. But the only woman that's going to keep you on that route is going to be the one that is intervening into that route and intervening into your life and forcing herself into your life. There's repetitive calls, there's repetitive this and repetitive that. You see what I'm saying? And not in a standpoint of trying to drag you away from what you're doing. And hey, you want to go over here? Hey, you want to go over there? Hey, you want to go over here? Now, this is also good too, because the balance of the workload is definitely needed, and she is the beautiful fun piece to make that happen. So she'll be, hey, you want to go over here? Hey, you want to go over there? You can, and she is good for that. Okay. And she may not necessarily be good or have the brain strength to support you in the hobby realm. And the reason being is because a lot of little girls are not raised, and a lot of little boys are not being raised to see financial transaction and to see their parents hustle and to see their parents do things on their own. So if they're not raised to do that, and that's not deep in their psyche by the time they're in the late 20s and 30s, then she won't know how to support you. It'll be a confusing thing for her, and she'll bow out. If you try to press that button. So certain buttons are to be pressed on certain people. You see what I'm saying? And she still loves you with all her heart, but she is just not built. Now, the human mind and the nervous system of the human is a very odd situation. So she can actually say, you know what? I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna support this nigga and whatever the fuck. I'm gonna assist, and she can switch those gears in the nervous system. She stay down, and then boom, That breaks down how many years it may take for your entrepreneurial success in the 5 to 10 years, and you get shit done in 3 years because she was, in cohorts with you and working with you as the help meet the entire time. You dig what I'm saying? So, like I said, she will either search, she will wait for, okay, and she will wait for not necessarily she'll wait for your approach, and she knows who is who and what is what. The senses of the woman can never be fully described. Women have senses of the mammalian realm that men don't have time to even pay attention to. And the reason being is because our designs are different. So, a woman could look at you, look at your body shape, look at your facial expression, look at how you decorate your face with the beard or the mustache, look at your eyebrows and all this other shit. And she can read what type of male you are. Like, I was at an event one time, and Shorty just walked up to me, sat right next to me, and said, you got a lot to give somebody. And she rolled her hands out like this when she said, you got a lot to give somebody, but you just ain't finna give it to nobody. Hell no. And I'm very, I ain't finna apologize, but there's been a lot of girls out here been thinking I'm just gonna pick up on anything. Nigga, no. Nigga, no. Nigga, no. No, I do not do that. Fuck that shit. I am, I'm very, very, judgmental, I guess. I mean, that's not the word I want to use, but I guess I use it. I just ain't finna be waking up to any goddamn body. You lost your motherfucking mind up in here. You didn't lost your goddamn mind. You think I'm finna wake up to anybody? Yo, y'all donate. Y'all buy the books. The Ethereal Law is the shit. We probably gonna go through the Ethereal Law for a while. The girl that meets you in secret wants you forever. Oh, do you understand me? Look, man, the girl that meets you in secret wants you forever. Now watch the next one, because we got to explain both of these. The girl that meets you in public wants to own you. Woo, these are different lines. The girl that meets you in secret knows that the situation between you and her is so valuable that we can't allow any level of dumbass to come from the outer world, to come from other people. Okay. And this is also ancient secret when it comes to old relationships right here in America. You were supposed to meet your boo, meet your woman, and you're supposed to jump, hop, skip 3 cities over. You're supposed to move to a different state as soon as y'all get married. And you get away. You do not allow the interception and the mouth of the mother-in-law and the family-in-laws. You don't do it. We do not allow confusion and attachment with the family-in-law because they may be degenerates in the line. You might have addicts in the line. Yeah, and if you're around too much, they're going to come around asking you for shit. You see, they're going to come around asking you to borrow shit, and then rumors start, and then you never know. The cousin is homeless. Can the cousin come stay over here? And then you come home from work, and the cousin and the husband is fucking the cousin. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it works, because when you fucking around with that lane, with that area, you're dealing around with animal senses again. So you can't be allowing other relatives to stay at your house because they fucked up. You don't allow that shit, man. And I'm not being judgmental. I'm not being on no division shit. This is just how animus rules, how animus operates. And what will occur here is, especially if it's, say your wife got a cousin that's homeless and your wife is like, can she stay here for a little while to get her shit together? It'll be like, okay. Now, what happens here is that she ain't got no money. She a broke motherfucker. And you were providing throughout the whole house and even for her. And say you stay out the way and you don't bother her. You don't ask for nothing. You let her get her shit together. She is going to feel regretful that she hasn't given anything to the man of the house that is providing. And also, this deals with smells too. So you got your clothes getting washed in the crib, and she's soaping up in the shower, and the steam in the shower, all in the house and shit. And the menses goes on, and all this other shit. You getting all these other smells from this other female. So these are animal lines. You have to erase how the human is consciously thinking and go into animus response, which is an unconscious level of operation. So she feels regretful and remorseful that she hasn't given you anything, and she has nothing to give, and you're maintaining her existence right now. So guess what she's gonna do? She's gonna offer up her body. Okay, is what she's going to do. And you, as being the male, and once again, take it back to animal space, where they tell you don't run down the hill to fuck one, but we could walk down and fuck them all. Okay, and that's what the bull is going to do. The animals clash their heads together to see who gets all the coochie in the land, nigga. So if you the only one in the house, and there's more coochie coming through, there is going to be some debt that needs to be fulfilled. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, so let me see here. Sex can destroy focus. Makeup is witchcraft. The soul must be released. The woman's obedience defines love, and that has to be voluntary. That whole thing is not a thing. A woman's love is based in her voluntary action. Once again, like I said, intervention. You understand? So that's what it really is. If she's not forcing her way onto you and forcing her wealth inside your shit, then there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's all false. The true mathematics to it is men are positive force and women are negative force. Unfortunately, women who don't like dominant men create homos. Okay, let me see here what we got up in here. Let's go down. You know, let me see here. What else do we got? When wolves protect sheep that don't listen, the sheep becomes the wolf's food. Okay? For real. When the wolf protects sheep that don't listen, the sheep becomes the wolf's food, and has to. Because, what am I doing here with a bunch of defiant motherfuckers? We gonna have to, I'll devour you myself. I'm already protecting you, nigga. Shit. Waste my time. Only animals can't comprehend magic or create it. So then that means magic is a human responsibility. All forms of marketing and advertising, all forms of word usage is all magic. Okay. And the internet is the devil's battlefield. You know what I mean? Is the devil's playland, not a battlefield. Okay. Heaven is a fantasy sought to be achieved. It is just a fantasy or a reality attained from riches and wealth. Right, because the fantasy that you develop in your mind is only built up off of everything that you recognize in this existence. You can't create a fantasy heaven. Okay, even if you were to design angels like they're explained in Enoch or in the Bible, what do they say? They say, "Oh, it has a million human eyes and 10 wings of the dove, and it has the feet like a lion, and the head of a jackal and the face of a man." Okay, this is what the angels look like, the descriptions, but those descriptions are correlated to things that you already witnessed. That's why you were able to draw them up. So there really is no quote unquote heaven. Okay, there is the heaven that you do design is based off of everything that you recognize already. So in essence, it is dependent upon riches and wealth. Okay. The ancient gods and goddesses are losing connection with the humans. We have lost it a long time ago. All humans have an animal impulse. The restriction of the animal impulse is religion. Okay. And that's why in religion there is no favoritism towards animals, or there is no animals discussed in Islam or Christianity. There's animals there by patronages or attributes when you deal with the saints of Catholicism. But when it comes to all the ancient civilizations, their mythology systems are represented by animals. Okay, even ancient Egypt, all of them have animal heads. All the gods have animal heads. So what is that? Even when you talk about the Greek mythology, there's the Minotaur, the half man, half bull, and the Centaur, and all this other shit. There's animals always on as a part of the game, which also brings us to a situation where we can see that Christianity may have been designed specifically for industrialism, because machinery and industrialism is an attack against the world and the animal kingdom. Okay, so that's definitely what it is. Let me see what here. All entities are not known by man, but some are. Okay, let me see here. A woman. Oh, this is really important. The shouts out to Hillary and Bill Clinton when I say this one. Okay. Shouts out to Trump and his wife too, because they have definitely exemplified this as well. A woman that supports your dominance gets off at watching you conquer other women. Okay, this is what you call the cuck queen. They have a cuck gold, and then they also have the cuck queen. And the cuck queen will understand that you are great, boss hog, big daddy, and big daddy exemplifies a certain type of love essence when he's dealing with a woman, period. So for you to get the whole picture, and for a woman feels like she's giving that energy of love of her man to another woman, because there's unspoken ownership clauses that happen during the course of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And the other woman may be barren, okay, and she hasn't had any form of love, which in essence her, even if that's even okay, we could say the body is designed for, you got childbearing hips is what they call it. The body is definitely designed to reproduce, but there's a lot of other things that there's the sexual act that occurs during the course of the reproduction. So then that also means that 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 body is considered a form of entertainment as well, and is built for the desire to entertain, as we have seen in ages of time. Everything from belly dancers and the fishnet wearing and the red lipstick wearing that came from ancient Egypt, because that's where the origins of red lipstick and fishnet wearing on women dancing comes from. It comes from ancient Egypt. Okay, and we've just stemmed it all the way until now. And due to the fact that there's been a repetitive course of this activity throughout time, we can definitely say that it is embedded in the woman's understanding. Okay, for to have that desire to be wanted. Everybody wants to be wanted. Okay. Okay. Everybody wants to be sought after. Okay. So if a woman isn't feeling that, and she was like, you know what, girl, I let my man go over there and make you feel good. And she'll feel good. The day will go better, because what's really going on here is that sex is a part of the mental health. It is a part of the it is a part of the everyday good mood. Let's put it to you like that. Okay. Like I said earlier, my mom told me, fat, ugly motherfuckers is always the managers on your job, because an ugly motherfucker don't get no pleasure at the house, and they usually single, and they come and bring all their burden and anger to the employees on the job through the rules of the corporation. Okay, and that's why everybody hates jobs. Okay, because you're dealing with somebody coming out their house, you don't know what the fuck they was dealing with inside their home, and they bring that bullshit to the job, and they bring that bullshit to you, and we're supposed to play it off like, oh, that's not the case, nigga, please. you know Here we go. Birth control that alters the period patterns will masculinize a woman. Okay. Women will stop their ignorant actions when shown the longevity result of their activity. Now, that's what a lot of us aren't showed, especially for those who weren't dealing with a lot of crime at a very young age or doing hustler shit or around the type of niggas getting locked up for 10, 20, 50 fucking years. It's just stupid fucking shit. You know, you get shown that, yo, you make one bad decision when you up here as an adult and you might be gone for, it may take 20, 30 years to fix that decision. And so you got to be very careful. You're walking on thin ice. Always remember, ladies, men can buy, hire, or rent an obedient woman, and women cannot buy, hire, or rent an obedient man. They think they can, but you'll never be at that level of dominance. Uh, let me see here. Everything alive has a soul. The soul can feel no pain. Uh, Submission will always be honored. As soon as you've ever seen somebody bend the knee in front of a king or a queen, what's the first thing that happens? They knight him with the sword. See, submission, who is the most important individual during the course of war or in your military? It's going to be the spy. The spy has to submit to the other's culture in order to spy on the culture. you know um Everything is done within the form of submission. So you go to a job to get hired, you have submitted to the order of the job and you get paid. You see what I'm saying? So never look at submission as a bad thing or some crazy sexual act. That's not what's going on. And I mean, those elements can happen, and that actually is the highest form, and we're not going to go into that, but that will also maintain the lines in between, you know, who's wearing the pants in the house, obviously, so, and the females naturally have to take submissive positions anyways during the course of the act. Okay. So enforce that, and you make the submission positions that the woman has to take during the sexual act the greatest enjoyment. It wires in her mind that submission is good, because that's where she felt her best orgasms at, was in the course of submission position. Okay, so she'll stay within inside that realm with, once you are at a repetitive status of showing that I can achieve that. You see what I'm saying? So a statement from a stranger is never a statement from a stranger. That is a hardcore one, because when you're out there in the world, and we have the Matrix operates off of the black space that all humans are unified to, and the Matrix has the intelligence of you. So somebody might walk up to you and say something, and it's not being spoken from the conscious mind of that individual. It's being spoken from the Matrix line. Okay, where the Mr. Smith operates at. Okay, where the caveman and the witch and the werewolf and the Jesus and the God and the saints operate at is in the unconscious mind. You understand? So when a statement from a stranger is never a statement from a stranger, that's a very powerful one. Okay, let me see here. Cameras eat existence. Understand the speed that we have went through when it comes to exponential growth on this planet, as soon as the camera came about. Okay, things were very slow when we were just building statues and painting. Okay, but now that we've had cameras actually eat up the existence, and they eat up the scenes, and they do it a lot. So at that great speed, we're developing more. At least we think we're developing more in the realms of technology. I don't think we're developing more, because guess what? A Tesla vehicle that's damn near a computer going 80 miles per hour is still the same as a Chevelle from 1965 going at 80 miles per hour. They both running at 80 miles per hour. What the fuck are you talking about? Until we change the speed of the miles per hour, and we can go, and I'm talking about the essence of the speed, the 160, and we double it. Now we're developing in a new area of technology. Just because you slapped a bunch of goddamn cameras on the vehicle does not mean we have developed in the areas of technology. We haven't. We're exercising, and in actuality, because of the the availability of the resources that we need for chips and all of that. We need to have all of that exercising done in private laboratories, and these new vehicles don't need to be given out to the public, but everybody is only worried about shitting on somebody else and having the bigger finances, living in the lives of the rich and the famous. You dig what I'm saying? That's all people are worried about nowadays, is shitting on another motherfucker. You dig? So let me see here. Metaphysics is the motherboard of magic. Yes, it is. Let me see here. Uh, let me see here. The forms of insanity are unlimited. Lying encourages insanity. Yeah, the forms of insanity are unlimited because when you look through the scope of time, you know, humans have lived in a million different ways. And we can live in a million more different ways with a million more different forms of thought and a million more different languages. So that means that it is an infinite system, especially when you want to depend that when you remove the human and look at what the human is controlled by. We look at the details of how astrology is set up. It's a mathematical system that is infinite. Okay, and that is the beauty of it. Okay. Let me see here. If punishment is love, then blood is the sweat thereof. Let me see here. I'm gonna hit him back. You know, if only love was tangible. Intelligence is pain. Tears of joy are rare. Pride is acid to love. Hold on, right quick. Yo, I'm gonna hit you right back, family.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Man,
on.
I said you unavailable, man. Just making sure.
Yeah. I'm on the video real quick. I'm gonna hit you right back.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right.
Peace.
Yo, so y'all got something to say, man? Go ahead, man. Bring it in. What y'all got to say about this ethereal law? This is a powerful piece of. This is power right here. This is the power, my nigga. All females are born in the state of Mary, and the state of Mary is innocence, purity, um, inquisitiveness. Not necessarily mischief, but definitely inquisitive with nature than anything. And she has a very in-depth connection with things that are alive. Okay, so always watch out for the female that kicks a dog, or if y'all walking at a park, they throw a rock at the duck or some shit. You gotta watch out. Violent fucking crazy bitch. You watch out for that shit. The children should always have a touch of fear. In hell, our children is what we live for. In heaven, our children is who we die for. So that means in hell, our children is what we live for, meaning you're going to put yourself in hell to try to give your children the best that they could ever have. And in heaven, our children is what we die for. And, you're supposed to have a lot by the time you die in order to give your children heaven for their future. You understand? And that is what we lack as. We lack at as a culture. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. Animals watch and humans read. So you have to read stop signs. You have to read, what's on your license. You have to read job applications. You have to read a lot of different things, manuals and things of that nature. And animals just sit on their ass and watch all goddamn day. So when you encounter people who's always talking about, did you watch this show? And I'm watching this show, and they sit on their lard ass, they're still that animal psyche. You understand that? You know, humans cage animals to reinforce that animals can't cage humans. And then not only that, that goes back to the caveman response to environment. You up in here and there's rhinos and elephants running around, you automatically think you're in the depths of hell if you see that type of shit. But yeah, this is the kicked out of heaven. The clear God is the God of the money religion. That's common sense, logic, and reason. The Common Logic and Reason. Y'all get this. It comes with the Shaka Zulu. This is a perfect gift for anybody that you know that's incarcerated. And then, like I stated, with any purchase of any book, you can request the free ebook of any one of my books. Okay, and it comes with it. So if you got any questions about what was stated today, go ahead and say them now or forever hold your peace in the motherfucker. Or if you want to go ahead and request a song, because we about to shut it out, my friend. If you want to donate, go ahead and donate to the God 720. Okay. Here we go. If you want to be secure about what's going on in your world and who you operate with, damn sure read this book by J. Edgar Hoover called Masters of the Sea. You got to read that book. Once you read that book, you'll begin to understand that all these conscious groups and shit, that was over before they started. So here we go. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. Got people calling me and shit. Let me see here. And you can get the Ethereal Law at theblackmansbible.com, where you can also get the Black Man's Bible, Real Nigga Etiquette, or 7 the book. Currently, I do not have any voodoo editions. Okay. And then also I'm doing big sales on the Millennium DVDs as well. So come and get it. Maybe we'll get DVD sales back up over the Netflix streaming, show some appreciation for artwork and originality around this bitch. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get up out of here. I don't see anybody saying anything. So shit, here we go. Y'all niggas go get the Ethereal Law. You need it for the soul. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play that song right now. So here we go. Peace.
The soul. The soul. Make no mistake, there's no soul in being fake, even though the goal is to be known and great. Everything you go through will be shown on your face. The plant only grows by knowing its place, reaching for the sun while it's waiting for rain. Better to remember pleasure and recollect the pain. Only when you not filled, you gonna feel drained. Make sure your trust is bigger than a mustard grain. If you survive once, you can do it again. Just speak from your heart, cause plans start with your brain. To get what you want, you gotta have what you need. That's why that jewelry could never stunt on me. Regardless if I'm hungry, I am never empty. And if I'm blind to the times, my third eye can see. In the distance, no contradiction, a lot of conviction. People wanna raise the dead but end up wishing. The soul. The soul. Respect, just forgive and forget, cause everything is a test, so just give it your best. When you stress for more, you end up with less. It's best to say you don't know before you guess, cause lies make the devils mortify your flesh. Just like a tattoo, you'll never win with bad news. Just be a good sport when you lose. Recognize this contest just ain't for you. Sometimes life is cruel, we weren't prepared by school. There's a difference between being stabbed and bruised. The highway of life won't let you cruise. There's potholes and locked doors in everyone's opinion. You'll get treated like a minion, unwanted child. Nourishment will make him smile. It might take him a while, cause hype's not a style. Excitement is bare to none. Just keep your soul in the harmony of fun, and you'll see the smile on the sun. The soul. The soul. I've smoked with Allah and sipped wine with saints. Was in the getaway car when Yahshua set it off in the bank. Let's see what we make, love or hate, drugs or race. Your cup runneth over when there's a lot of stake, and there tons of flames on your face makes you state. Battle born as a rebel, we're all eligible for the devil. So make marble floors your soul, internalize a palace, because your body is a temple. The soul. The soul. The soul.
Smoke some, bitch. Hold up. There's never too late to stop being a bitch. There's never too late to stop being a bitch. There's never too late to stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch.
Every day I wake up, another rapper got killed. Everybody shining, but they fucking diamonds ain't real. Niggas say they got a label, but they looking for deals. Let your casket drop and guarantee you some meals. My nigga, how does it feel? We hold it now, yeah, we hold it down. Collect my stacks and make my rounds while I shake the ground. For every penny, sipping whiskey or the Henny, that clip is never empty. On the west, we stay ready to get paid in any which way. Yeah, we gon' get that play every day. Hustler nigga, do it the Dundada way. Versace and Prada stay on the nigga that never was a protege. Them hoes yell boo my yay. As soon as I step on the stage, they try to guess my age. They wanna play games, talk bad on my name. It's a goddamn shame. They say we too old, but bitch, I pimp this microphone, my mouthpiece is too cold.
There's never too late to stop being a bitch. There's never too late to stop being a bitch. There's never too late to stop being a bitch. There's never too late to stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. Never too late to stop being a bitch.
They say 720, reinvent yourself. I lower my Cartiers, then I ask for your help. I self-preserve the dollar, it's attached to my health. This is Saga City Records, I don't know nothing else. Niggas steady asking what I'm doing, where I'm smashing, who I'm screwing, who is that in my car when I'm passing. Some of the baddest bitches, that's why you hear me laughing. Never see me tapping out, nigga, you in the depths of the south. Niggas always capping that we gon' see what you about. I don't need an entourage, a bunch of niggas needing clout. I leave them swimming with the trout and floating in the water. I diagnose them with the post-traumatic stink disorder. This is rank and order. It was gain. I do what I want because I made my own lane. I am legendary, insane in the picture and frame. But little did you know that this is international fame for sure.
There's never too late to stop